This is the second time that I felt inspired to gift the world my perspective on controversial situations and statements. The first time was the voice note, the voice memo guy. I was going to speak on that, but I didn't end up writing in time. And I just feel like the time passed to do that shit. But this time, I'm doing this regardless of when I finish the Black Boy Max and OJ Ting. I got a lot to say on that. A lot to say on that. And plus, like the reach I have with language right now and the understanding I have of unpacking language, repackaging words, because someone's gonna take those words, deconstruct it, and put it back together in their mind. Is kind of, you have to know which words to use. Just an experiment I'm doing, and I don't really give a fuck to. Like, I used to think that I needed to be the most articulate, most well spoken to get my ideas across. I always thought I would say something and it would be taken out of context, and that was my fault. I used to think that I'm fully in control of how my words will be interpreted. And recently I realized that's not the fucking truth. That's the farthest thing from the truth. No matter what, I can spend a whole hour, I can spend a whole day, I can spend a whole week writing one sentence to make sure that this every word in there is exactly what I mean. And every different mind will interpret it differently. So once I really came to that realization, I decided, like, it gave me the freedom to say whatever the hell I want at any given time. And that's not to just say I'm just going to be slapping words together. I'm still doing my due diligence to make sure I'm translating my mental processes, thoughts, and views into the correct, or not even correct, into the most accurate phrasing in English. But you know what I mean? After that, I'm cool. Like, I detach from it, and how the world decides to perceive it, interpret it, is entirely up to them. That's the point. Languages are at this point. Language literally art at this point. I used to think it was some shit that's like, if someone didn't understand what I said it wrong, and there's something I can go refix and get them to understand what I said. But that's actually not true. So, um, yeah, and I just love the fact that I got so much perspective on everything. Like, I just see situations very different ways. Like, I don't just see a situation and take the first interpretation that my brain decides to come up with. That's heavily biased by my views and how I've and all my experiences that made up my worldview. I can see that one, recognize it, and I can go back to the origin point, make another one, and I can go back, make another one, and I can go back, make another one, then I can cross reference with this. I can bring some perspective from here. I can view from here. Like, too many people can't do that shit, you know what I mean? Too many people can't do that shit. And I just feel like I could be the bridge for any situation, literally, if I want to, because I can completely take my opinion out. Like, whatever I think about the situation, a lot of times I don't have strong opinions on situations because I just love having the bird's eye view of what's going on and understanding the mechanisms and understanding the psyche of why this is being interpreted this way, that why these people are in uproar, why these people are nonchalant about it. Just knowing all these things is just fun to me. Fun to me. And I just feel like there's a space for it on the internet. And I think it's missing, actually. All the time when there's these situations, the internet is just divided into two. When people are saying this, when people are saying this, and they're just battling it out. There's no one really in there to just say, okay, you're saying this, and this right here is the bridge that you people need to shut the fuck up. It's just like, oh, I'm right. Like, this person saying I'm right, this person saying I'm right, rather than we talk about what really needs to be talked about. But again, I understand, like, this shit isn't some shit that comes naturally. It's come sort of naturally to me. Like, instinctively, I've always had a more open-minded perspective. A lot of things didn't really touch me and cause me to have an emotional reaction very quickly. I feel like I'm very level-headed most of the time, and nothing really takes me out of character at all, or I really activate my fight or flight, or all these processes that get somebody to want to attack you with words. I'm be cool most of the time, but it's still something I had to develop. And even though I developed that emotional regulation and that perspective, I still had to develop the articulation to say things in words, hear what someone is saying with the best, like, to the best of their ability. They're using these words that may or may not mean what they truly want to say. And I'm kind of able to, I guess, maybe read energy a little bit, or read the unseen or the unspoken things. And then me studying language now and, like, getting into etymology, and it's like really taking my time to be very meticulous in the words that I use. Like, I type a sentence and I go to the definition of the words to make sure, like, this is the most accurate word for what I'm trying to describe here. It's very time consuming. I mean, that shit's very mentally expensive. It's not cheap. It's easy. It's very cheap. And it's very cheap to just say, this person's wrong, I'm right. This person this, like, to simplify it. If anything, it's very efficient, and that makes sense because a lot of time people gotta go to work. People gotta do so much different things. I'm blessed. I actually don't like using that word blessed. I'm fortunate. I like fortunate. I'm fortunate enough when it's not like it occurred by itself. I did orchestrate my life this way, but I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it. I'm fortunate enough to have like a plethora of hours on my time plethora of hours on my time, a plethora of hours on my hands to just look at things all day long, explore it, take my time, and then I go create something. Like I don't gotta clock in nobody, I don't gotta answer to nobody. My rent always gonna be paid. I do camera work. Like yeah, I'm chilling, bro. Like you know what I mean? I understand that this is not something the average person is able to do, and that's why I'm here, nigga, to be that bridge for you little niggas. To be that bridge for you mindless fucks, you know, and it's gonna be a lot of fun for me. It's gonna help me better my articulation, help me better my communication. Yeah, because articulation and communication is two very different things. Like articulation is me putting the right words to what I want to say, but communication is me putting what I want to say. No, me putting what I communicate. Articulation is me putting the right words to what I feel, and then articulation what the fuck, and then communication is me putting the right words to what you need to hear to understand what I feel. It's very different. It's very fucking different. That's very fucking different, and that's why that's why a lot of times people aren't speaking. Like people aren't communicating. They're saying things and just saying things, and they're going back and forth until one person decides to shut the fuck up or fold. You know what I mean? But you don't gain no perspective that way. You don't gain any knowledge, wisdom that way. You know what I mean? It's just keep you small-minded. And I mean, this is the fucking internet, though. This shit all consumption. So I don't really expect any better if I'm being truthful. But I broke this shit down into so many video points. I got so many points about this shit. Niggas think that this is about being homophobic. It's not. It's really not. That's just the biggest umbrella to put it on. You know what I mean? That's the most outrageous tag to slap on the situation. And you know what I mean? That's what caused the most outrage and uproar. Of course, that community is always feeling like they're fighting. You know what I mean? So, rightfully so, though. I'm not to what's called take away from whatever they got going on and shit like that. But, yeah, they probably do deal with some hate, as do other communities, like probably immigrants or black people in general. You know what I mean? Immigrants, black people, a lot of people are dealing with some type of hate, you know? It's just, I guess, like, the word is minority. Like, when you are the minority, it comes with certain things. And that's not me saying the world is supposed to be like that. That's another thing, too. I feel like a major point that really disrupts and is that a word? See, I'm doing that language right now. Let me see if that's the word I really want to say. Erase. Is that even a word? Can refer to several different subjects. Don't allow. Erode. I think erode is what I want to say. Erodes. To wear away, destroy. Yeah, destroy any chance of actually communicating because, hold on, one little tangent. I lost the rest of the point. Because, really the point I was getting at, damn, how did I lose the track like that? But the erodes I wanted to use, when I watch this back, maybe I'll understand. But I know the point I was getting at was that understanding does not equal acceptance. A lot of times people want to reject the understanding because it makes them feel like they are accepting it. When that's completely false. Like, I can understand why this is happening and not agree or accept it. People think to understand something is to agree with it. That's a lot of times when someone's trying to get you to understand a point, not even when someone's telling you their point and you don't agree with them, they're like, oh, no, you just don't understand. Like, nigga, no, I understand that shit you just said. I just don't agree. Like, I'm not going to accept that and subscribe to that view, but I completely see how it makes sense and how you connected those dots. But I will not be connecting those dots in my personal mental space. That doesn't mean I didn't understand what dots you fucking connected. It just means that I don't want those dots connected. I don't want that channel in my mind. But yeah, shit like that and shit like that. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of different points. I'm just having fun with it. Like, honestly, like I feel like this is just a skill or hobby or what I like spending my time doing. And since I'm gonna do it anyway, I might as well put it out on the internet. Again. You niggas clearly fucking need it. You know what I mean? You niggas clearly fucking need it. I've been on the internet for too many years just seeing the lack of multi-dimensional thinking. It's all flat. It's all binary. It's shit's actually sickening. It's actually sickening. And for a long time, I just thought I was above this shit, honestly. I'm just like, yeah, you niggas are going to be dumb forever. And when I say dumb, I'm not saying that you don't have intelligence. Let me expand what I mean by dumb. I think you are dumb to only subscribe to one perspective and disregard every other perspective. I think that is dumb. When I use that word, I'm intentionally trying to insult people that do that. To no fault of their own, you know, it's kind of how the world is. You have to, you know what I mean, deviate and go against the grain a little bit to achieve some level of perspective and insight. But I just have a different level of respect for myself and people that are able to do that. I mean, you're still a human. You still deserve all the good things in life. But, you know what I mean? To me, you're a little dumb. To me, you're a little dumb. It's all right. You know what I mean? I don't think you should die or no shit like that. You dumb. And honestly, I need you. You know what I mean? Like, I actually need you because if everyone was able to do what I do, I wouldn't be a genius. You feel me? So I appreciate you still. You know what I mean? Somebody got to be dumb so somebody can be smart. You feel me? Somebody got to be foolish for somebody to be wise. Is what it is. Is what it is. Nigga, that's the dimension we live in. Everything's gonna have to have an equal opposite. So that's why I don't really trip. A lot of times people want to get rid of the things in the world, get rid of things in the world that will get rid of the thing that they want. Like, you can't have love without hate. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people use words incorrectly. Like, we really have to look at the definition of words. It doesn't actually matter though, because words don't really mean anything. They're just sounds. And hopefully when I make this sound, you have the same reference in your mind that I do when I make this sound. And that shit gets way more complicated and way more nuanced when you get into concepts. Because if I say chair, everyone kind of knows what a chair is. Maybe there's different variations of chair, but when I say chair, when I make that sound, chair, you will picture an image in your head of something for sitting. It's cool. But when I say loyalty or love or trust, what the fuck? That should get a lot more gray. You feel me? But loyal to one person could be, oh, this person don't speak to anybody that I don't like. And then loyal to another person could be when every time I call them, they answer. Feel me? That's two very different things. Same sound that I made though, right? That's another reason why people in relationships, because they say, oh, I do love you, but love to me is this, this, and this. And love to you is this, this, and this. And because we have different definitions of the word, because we interpret the word differently, because we perceive behaviors differently and attach it to different concepts, that's why you niggas arguing so fucking much. You know what I mean? That's why niggas need a bridge like me, because I'm open-minded. I'm up here with it. Like, I'm literally up here with it. Of course, there's always blind spots. And, of course, I'm aware that I have certain biases and some things are going to slip under my awareness. And, you know what I mean? Of course. There's no way to know everything. The best thing you could do is know that you don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, I really like to revert back to that. When somebody get too big-headed and I feel like, yep, figure that shit out. And then eventually in life, I realize, oh, actually, I could adjust this here. Like, the ability to have an idea, have a belief, have a concept, and continue to explore and refine it, I mean, that shit is priceless. That shit is priceless. That shit is actually priceless. Like, I don't even know what I would charge. Like, if I had a pill that could allow you to do that, or let's say a certain meditation or some shit, nigga, that shit's priceless, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. Let's go a little rant. Yeah, so I'm getting on this shit and some video points. So, I love this shit. I really love this situation. My personal take doesn't really fucking matter. I don't care. Like, I'm actively trying not to have a personal take because I literally want to be the bridge in this situation. My personal, like, obviously my identity and the things that I've experienced in life will allow me to see things differently from both sides. Because, like, I don't know where Mac's from, but OJ Jamaican and he from the towns. I'm Jamaican, I'm from the towns. Nigga Bujabanta, my cousin, you feel me? So I'm aware of that bias right there. And, you know, like, what I don't like really is that people want to live in a bubble. Like, people want you to allow them to live in a bubble. Like, because you can get canceled for saying certain things, I think that's dumb. I think that's dumb as hell that you can get canceled for saying certain things. Like, why do we need to allow people to live in a bubble? If you want to go against the grain and be innovative and take a walk of life that is very different from the common walk of life, that comes with consequences. And, like, consequences is probably a strong word, but that comes with different treatment. Like, you're doing something different, so you will be treated different. That's mathematics. But, like, it's kind of wild and, like, delusional and insane to think, and even more insane for it to be allowed for people to say, they're all doing this, I want to do this and be treated the exact same way that they are being treated. it low-key don't make sense. Like, I can kind of feel the empathy that they want. It's like, yo, I'm still human. Of course, no one should be treated inhumane. But like, nah, bro, you should, like, you know what I mean? You treat a baby different than you treat an infant. You know what I mean? Those are two different things. A brand newborn baby, you treat them a little different. They can't eat certain foods. You know what I mean? A fucking toddler, you treat them a little different too. I don't even know what the next one after that. Like, what's that shit before 18? Whatever that shit is. A 7-year-old. You treat them a little different than you treat an 18-year-old. You treat an elderly person different than you treat someone that's 50. Like, all these things are different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was the strongest example, but if I have a common way of viewing something and someone decides to do something outside of that common way, that's gonna do something to my brain. It's gonna confuse me a little bit, and I have to put it somewhere. Naturally, that's what the brain is doing. The brain is like a simplification system. Like, it's the storage of information. It has a lot of different processes, but mostly it's gonna get the answer quick and know how we need to respond and react. It doesn't have time to be buffering and thinking. And like, nuance is very expensive to the brain. It's my favorite English word, nuance. Is very expensive to your cognitive process. Like, that shit will take so much energy. You know how much energy it takes to hold space for two opposing views at the same time? That shit takes a lot of much effort, nigga. I literally would just think for a whole day, and by the end of the day, I need to drink so much water, I need to eat so much food, and I'm tired as shit. I didn't do anything physical. I literally just sat here and thought and twisted and winded and intertwined so many different ideas, cross-referencing in my brain. Like, not even putting it into words, just the thinking about that shit. That shit, like, takes so much mental effort, nigga. Like, you need a lot of nutrients, you know, a lot of nutrition. Then nutrition, all that shit, bro. Calories, that shit. Nigga, I keep telling you, bro, to be creative, you need a lot of calories, bro. You need a lot of calories. So I understand why the average person isn't doing that, because you gotta save that energy for work. You gotta save that energy for your child. You gotta save that energy for your partner. You gotta save that energy for just going out to the club. Like, there's so much other ways to use that mental energy, or just energy in general. Like, just the energy you have. There's so much other ways to do it, and it's so easily taken from you. It's not even like you know that you're using the energy other places. It's just naturally how you're going through life. You're spending energy different places. I like to spend my energy in thought. I like to spend my energy in widening my perspective. I like to spend my energy in expanding my identity. That's how I like to spend my energy, and that's why I see things the way I do. And rightfully so. The people that don't spend their energy in those places see the world very differently. And you know what I mean? It's just like, to say that I'm better than them. Of course, I can say that in my mind, right? But am I objectively better or fundamentally better than someone? No, it's just obviously I'm better at achieving things I want to achieve because I want to achieve them. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, the goal is to have very profound and deep perspective. That's the game I'm playing in my head. So that's the filter I'm looking through the world. So as I'm looking through the world, I'm looking to find profound perspective, and my attention is always on perspective. This person have high profound perspective, this person very insightful, or this person kind of surface level, right? And based on my objective, I'm playing a game in my head. The people that are surface level, I'd be like, okay, I'm above them because I'm trying to get here. And just through the view I have, but I can always just take the glasses off. It's like a lens. Say it's a lens. I can always take the glasses off and just see, damn, we're all just kind of some consciousness that is localized in this dimension and achieving all different objectives, all different intentions, experiencing similar but different sensations at different times. So a whole bunch of moving parts. But to create that bubble for people, I think is so detrimental to society in general. That's what keeps perpetuating this black and white, this binary way of thinking that's just so flat, and like, it's not fun. It's really not fun, bro. It's a lot of times where I just stay out of conversations because they don't have the reach to have the conversation with me. A lot of things, when someone, like, I can have all of my views and beliefs challenged and I'll go home and sleep amazing because I'm not overly attached. Like, my identity is not my life. You feel like my ego is not so wrapped up in the things that I believe that if my brain was to somehow see it differently, I will have no identity and I have what's the fucking word? I'll be in disillusionment. Hell no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, especially religion, you see it a lot. You can't have religious conversations. You can't have political conversations because to be wrong is to die for them. Like, if you're so attached to what you believe, if there's any kind of evidence that may make, not even completely shatter your belief, but just make you question it, that feels like an attack on your life. And I stay away from those conversations simply because I like to throw around ideas. Like I'm gonna jump from this perspective to this one, to this one, to this one, to this one, and okay, like I'm actually hoping to be wrong. I've built a skill of delaying how long it takes me to arrive at conclusions, and even when I do arrive at conclusions, I know it's not final, and I know that this is probably as far as I was able to reach with the information given. And okay, I'll settle there for a little bit, but I'm always looking to have what I believe challenged and shattered rather, so that way I can keep expanding. Give me that perspective. Give me that one. I can keep literally expanding, and I can add to it and widen my perspective and widen the possibilities of what I'm able to do, see, achieve, and give to the world. But I'm not comfortable, bro. I hate stagnant. You know what I mean? That's why I stopped going to church actually, because at the time I realized these niggas are telling me anything new. Like I'm coming here week after week and it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I hate I hate a bubble. I really hate just being in a bubble. I hate being going around in laps and nothing ever progressing. You feel me? Like so I stay out of certain conversations just because I know that I'm just exploring an open minded conversation and this person will be fighting for their life. And it's kind of very different. Like to speak to someone that's fighting for their life through their words and through their beliefs and through their identity, there's nothing that you can say to them to get the conversation past a certain point. You can only get the conversation to the point where they feel like their view is being too challenged. And then it would just be repetitive. They're going to say this. I'm going to say, okay, but what about this way? And sometimes I used to engage with it and think, okay, it's to my fault. Or it is my fault. You know what I mean? It's my lack of articulation. It's my lack of expressing. It's my lack of tone. It's like, you know what I mean? It's my lack of hand gestures. It's my lack of view. It's my lack of use of building analogies that I can't get this person to see what I'm saying. And I've done that shit for a lot of years. And I got to the point where I realized, actually, nah, it's their fucking brain. And to no fault of their own, really, like, I'm not saying, well, I do say they are dumb. Like I said, through my lens, how I view the world, I I would like to perceive those people as dumb, because like the game I'm playing is to achieve maximum perspective. So someone through that lens, if their goal is to arrive somewhere and feel certain, like they're terrible at my game. You know what I mean? So shorthand. It's not like they're useless or worthless. Like, you know what I mean, they have some use. They have something to give to the world still. You feel me? But I don't objectively or fundamentally on a grand scale feel like I am better than such person. But in the game that I'm playing in my head, because everyone turns on their own game, whether they know it or not. The game that I'm playing in my head, I will see you through a certain filter, and I know if you're good at my game or not. And if you're not good at my game for shorthand, I'm gonna say, you know what I mean, you dumb as fuck. Just because that's like, you know what I mean, I'm gonna feed the ego sometimes. You feel me? But obviously, I can always zoom out and know, you know what I mean, they're playing a different game, and that's cool. I don't want to play that game. I don't subscribe to that game. Play your shit. You know what I mean? And it's like on all levels. I'm down to cut ties with anyone once I realize that we aren't compatible and we're not playing the same game. And you're not interested in playing my game. I used to kind of think I need to recruit people to my game. Like I like this person for whatever reason. Let me try to get them to come play my game. It's like you can't do that shit. And if they just so happen to be in my lobby, you know what I mean, ready up. But I ain't telling people, get on. I ain't telling people get on Fortnite. You feel me? Like, nah, if you playing UFC or you playing 2K, stay over there, nigga. Stay over there, nigga. It's actually a good analogy. Like a P4 party. Could be in a party with a lot of niggas and they playing different games. Facts. You be in a party with different niggas and they playing different games. Sometimes you get them to come play your shit, but that's a very good analogy, actually. That's a good one. I could use that. That's gonna touch like some kids and shit. Yeah, that would be useful for some kids that are saying, you need to play games for real. Facts. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, though, bro. The situation is so rich. Like this conversation, this topic is so rich, and that's like it's such a disservice to see the discourse that's going on about it. But we're like, y'all leaving so many layers of this conversation out. Just why you don't mind your business? You don't go up to somebody in person and say hurtful things to them. Like it's so like yeah, true. You know what I mean, that is true. That's another thing too, is that a lot of things are true. Damn near all things are true. You know what I mean? Like multiple things can be true. And I'm just going, okay, check off that box, that's true. And I'm keep going beneath the surface until I get as far as what satisfies me. But that surface level shit is like, it's weak, bro. That shit don't do nothing to me. That shit not sexy. That shit not sexy. They're gonna simplify the shit to the most black and white because that's what the brain automatically does. You gotta understand, like the brain is built to keep you alive, so the shit doesn't have time to make sure you receive as much insight and information as possible about situations. It's like, yo, is this a threat or not? If this, we need to know. We don't know that very fast. We need to know that very fast. Like if it's a fucking lion, we need. Like, you're gonna see a lion, and your brain's like threat or not. You don't got time to say, okay, is this lion a threat? Is this lion hungry? What was this lion doing before it came here? Hell no, nigga. We need to know if it's time to squabble or not. What the fuck? Like, do we gotta spank this lion or not? I got time to know about this nigga's backstory or his life history or whatever the fuck he's feeling. Is like, is that a threat or not? And then from there, we got some other thing. Quick. The brain is quick, bro. It's quick. That shit's automatic. It's to keep your dumbass alive. It's not supposed to make you achieve anything or see anything differently. It's like, yo, keep this little shit from dying. And that's like on all levels. It's way more than physical. It's actually way more about the non-physical than it is because things you believe, like I said, challenge a belief that you have, they hold too dearly. That shit is like death to anyone who's actually going through a spiritual awakening or I guess left religion or they fairly had a belief about a certain person and there was overwhelming evidence that they're now this person. That shit fucks with you. Like that shit makes you not know who you are for a second. It's like, what the fuck? It's kind of like you were standing on a rock and like that shit fell and now you drowning. You just, I mean, you gotta learn to swim, my nigga. You gotta learn to swim, my nigga. Hell yeah. So I understand all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I used to feel really good. I still do actually, but it was like not egoically. I just feel like, yeah, I'm better than all these niggas because I know how to think. I know how to actually think. Like my thinking, my automatic thinking happens, and I get in there and I do some more thinking. I know how to connect this dot with this dot. I know how to actually let me detach this because this channel right here is not allowing me to see this. I know how to get in that brain and rewire all that shit easily in real time. Yeah, I used to have to go process and come back and shit, but I can do that shit in real time now. I can say something that I know we're okay, that came from bias or that came from personal belief, or you know what I mean? That's just open-minded perspective. And also, again, there are some shits there are blind spots. There are some things that I will say that came from a place that I'm unaware of where it came from. It's part of it's part of the experience, bro. It's part of the experience. But again, also, I know why. Back to the bubble. I know why we allow people as a society to create and stay in these bubbles. It's because the people who run the world, conspiracy. The people who run the world, they need to control you. They can't have you being a free fucking thinker. What the fuck, nigga? Government. Government. To govern something is to what? Oversee it, you know what I mean? Be an authority in there. And mental. So the government governs your mental. Okay? They control your thinking. So niggas can't have you doing all this mental gymnastics like me and shit. If the whole world was doing this shit would be fucked. This shit would actually, not this shit would look, I don't know what this shit would look like. I don't think it would be good. You know what I mean? Because when I go to Six Flags, I need some dumbass nigga there to operate the fucking machine and shit. You feel me? I used to really think that, yo, everyone needs to know that they can create any life they want for themselves. Like anything they want, they can get it. And everyone can know that, but I guess the how is what's more important. But I realized, damn, nah, we need all this shit. This shit has to be this way for it to be an experience. Like, a lot of people want a fairy tale, and it's not going to work. You know what I mean? If you think the world can be all loving, it can't. Because the minute we remove hate, no one knows what love is anymore. Think about it. Think about it, nigga. The reason a sunny day is so good, you know what I mean? You go put on your bikini, you go tan, all that shit. It feels so good because it rained before, nigga. If you live in a like change where the seasons change, you know what I mean? When that summer comes, it feels so good. But niggas who live where it's hot all the fucking time, it's just another fucking day in the sun. It's just another fucking day in the sun. I guess they can maybe enjoy it because they have a concept of, oh, other places have snow when it's cold. And I like my cousin, she's from Jamaica. She want to see snow. It's like one of her dreams to see snow. And I'm like, oh, snow? You feel me? So it's really like you need to have this contrast to have a human life. You feel me? Knowing everything, you don't want some monotonous bullshit. Like, look at a fucking the shit you in the hospital. I don't know what term it's called, but the shit that shows your life. That shit goes up and down. It's all up and downs. And once that shit goes flat, what that mean? Once that shit goes flat, you're dead. I mean, life is up and down, contrast, night and day, hot and cold, big and small, the whole shit. And then once that shit is right, once that shit evens out and it stays right here in the middle, that means you died, right? So, I mean, sit on that one. Think on that one. Food for thought, nigga. Chew on that. Let me get this video though. I'm here ranting too much. It's been a minute since I just turned on the camera and slapped y'all niggas with some facts. With some facts. Not that I believe in facts, but slap y'all niggas. That just rhymed. Smack y'all niggas with some perspective. You feel me? Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. Congratulations, though. Y'all really need me. And it's like, I'm glad I'm in a space to show up when I'm needed the most. Been some years, nigga. I've been on this journey for years, questioning everything I've ever thought and believed, and like wonder where it came from, and like wonder why the hell this is like this in the world, when the hell like this in the world. And it's like, of course, I'm not there because there is nowhere to get. Like, I can't get all the information. It doesn't make any like that's not a goal. That's not an objective. That's not. It doesn't make sense to think in arrival or destination. Like everything is a continuum. Nothing is final. You know what I mean? Literally nothing is final. You can always continue going. Like the only failure to me is to be stuck and stagnant. As long as I'm moving forward or backwards, left or right, up or down, I'm winning the game. You know what I mean? The moment I decide to I like my biggest fear is to arrive at some certainty one day. And then I don't want that shit ever. I love the unknown. You feel me? There's a lot of things I trade for that. Like I'm likely not getting married. And fair trade to me. Because I don't believe in that. I haven't put this into the best words possible yet, so I probably shouldn't have said that because it's gonna outrage you people who don't have the reach to understand what I just said. But the idea of no matter what, I will love this person is disgusting to me. Because why? Like if you break it down, what is it? It's certainty, and I don't subscribe to certainty. I love the unknown. So for the fact of the matter is that I'm gonna make a vow and promise to this person to no matter what, view them as my person. I won't rob myself of the exploration. Feel me? And also, that's taking me. I also come to a lot of other negative behaviors. I think that takes me out of the moment instead of me exploring the connection and enjoying it and being present. That shifts my attention to how can I preserve it and how can I make sure that we are building something that lasts forever. Shit disgusting to me. Cannot lie to you. Shit is disgusting to me. And I also can slip out of my perspective and see the beauty in it. To have someone there for you no matter what, to know that there will always be someone in your corner, that you're not alone in this life, someone no matter what loves you for you. I can see that. I can see the beauty in that. That doesn't that, like you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I must want it. I see the beauty in that. Like I'm not that's another thing too. It's like I allow multiple perspectives and views to exist. A lot of times people think if they believe this and I believe this, one of us has to be wrong. But nah. That's why you see people on the train talking about motherfucking repent and some shit like the devil and all this other stuff. It's because they feel like I'm right and all these people are living wrong, and it's my duty to let them know that they are wrong. Which is, you know what I mean? And yeah, even that I understand and view and like I understand what mechanism is causing them to do that. And I wouldn't say they shouldn't. You feel me? Like with the context and perspective that they have, that makes beautiful and logical sense that that's the behavior that they're expressing in the world. You know what I mean? It's just like I can easily throw my perspective away and just take yours. I was like, okay, yeah. If I were you, I'd probably be doing that too. Like if I had those experiences, that belief, that identity, that core memory, yeah, but I behave that way too. You feel me? But it's about being fluid. And again, should everybody be fluid? No, because fluid implies stagnant. Fluid implies static. Like nothing can exist without the complete, maybe not complete, without the equal opposite. Nothing can exist without the equal opposite. So, you know what I mean? It's just understanding moving parts, I'd say. Type shit. Type shit. I'm flowing out this bitch right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm flowing out this bitch right now. Yo, I'm flowing out this bitch. I'm not even actually doing it on the computer. Like, I'm just literally flow staying and shit. Bro, but yeah, a lot. Shit like that, and shit like that. I do want to get this video done though. I'm glad. I'm glad to be here for y'all. You feel me? And yeah, I'm glad to do my part. You know what I mean? Again, my job is to create. Your job is to consume, challenge, condemn, critique, celebrate, connect, whatever you choose. I'm happy to do my part. You know what I mean? Love. Love, you know what I mean? Love. That's cringe as fuck. That was another thing too. Um I actually want to do more things that make me cringe because it lets me know that I'm acting outside of my current model of myself. Like when you cringe, or at least when I cringe, and maybe not, I don't want to speak objectively here, but when I cringe, I realize that it just means I'm acting outside of a way that I would expect myself to act. And I like that. I think that's expansive. I don't think that's restrictive. I think that's fluid. I don't think that's static. Feel me? Or stagnant. Well, fluid and still maybe is better, better like pairing words. But yeah, so like the things that make me feel embarrassed or cringe or discomfort, like yo, I love discomfort because it means I'm stepping outside of myself. You know what I mean? It's like my brain is perceiving and letting me know that this is dangerous, and that's why I'm feeling that discomfort. So like maybe don't do it. You know what I mean? Maybe this is throwing a piece of our identity away, or there's some uncertainty that we can't tell like if it's gonna be good or bad. So like stay away from it. And fuck that brain. Fuck that brain, nigga. That's just not gonna kill me. And like the more you do, like the more you feel like you shouldn't do something. No, I can't phrase it that way. I can't phrase it that way. The more dang, it's dicey. That's dicey because like I guess intuition could stop you from doing something. Yeah, Cashin said the more you feel like you shouldn't do something, you should do it. No, that's not what I want to say. But okay, if there's somewhere you want to go, and the thing you know will help you get there, you have resistance to doing it. That's what you must do. Example: if you want to be a fucking YouTuber, you have to turn on the camera and speak to the camera. But when you decide to set up the camera, now you feel shy. You start choking on your words a little bit. That's some resistance because that's something new. That's something unknown. That's something uncertain. So your brain is trying to let you know, like, yo, we don't know how this might go. Don't fucking do it. And you need to do it and do it again. And eventually your brain is like, okay, like we saw what happened last day. They did this shit. Like, well, I can do it now. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to show your brain, I'm gonna do this, and I won't die. Like, literally, as long as you don't die. And I'm not even saying death is a bad thing, but as long as you don't die, you're just adding to the shit your brain. You're just adding to the thing your brain allows you to experience. Like, don't jump off a fucking cliff into the water. You're gonna feel very nervous about that because what the fuck? That's adrenaline and all that shit is gonna kick in. It's too much of a thrill. Like, you know what I mean? A lot could go wrong there. You could fucking drown. There could be a shark or some shit, whatever the fuck. And then eventually you jump off that shit. And then you go up there and you can do it again. Like you jump off that shit the first time. The first time is gonna be the hardest because the brain cannot compute what the hell the outcome might be. So it's like, yo, you know what? We not getting enough information. We have no real reach on that. Don't do that shit. It's too risky. Don't do that shit. Then you need to do it. And then your brain can get the information. Like, okay, we jumped. Like, okay, like, this went straight down. If you went down straight in, okay, boom. So, okay, now we know what to do. Okay, now maybe don't. If we land flat, okay, we landed flat. That third time, that shit hurt the fuck out of us. So now next time we in the air, let's try to make sure that we go feet first. I mean, give your brain. You need to get the brain information to be able to advise you better. You feel me? As long as you stay at the top of the cliff, you know what I mean. You stuck there, and that's disgusting to me. I choose to view that as disgusting. I choose to view the safety and comfort as disgusting. I don't subscribe to it. I understand that some people may find it favorable. It's like, you know what, I don't really like to tolerate risk. I kind of like to find somewhere where I fit like a glove and, you know what I mean, I feel at home. I see the value in that. I just choose not to subscribe to that. Do I think those people are dumb? Like, nah, not necessarily. It's like they don't value what I value. And that's cool. They're still human. They still deserve all the beautiful things in life. And they're getting it, right? That's what they're doing, what they're doing. The people that I actually would like to impact are people who are in situations that are unfavorable to them and they don't know how to expand or leave it or get better. Better in the sense of what they want. If they feel like they're in an unsatisfactory situation, it's because they desire something else. And maybe they don't have the words for what they desire. And they don't actually, they don't have the words for it. They don't have a route. They don't have anything to kind of change the situation. They're just, I'm here. I don't want to be here, but I don't know what else to do. Those are the people that I think benefit most from interacting with me, being around me, consuming my content, because literally what I've dedicated my life to is expansion. So it's like, you know what I mean? The brain likes to simplify things. I can simplify all of life to things restrict or things expand. There's a restrictive approach and there's an expansive approach. I think I can simplify anything to that. I think anything in life could be simplified to those two. What's the word? Those two approaches is not really the word, but those two concepts, those two energies. It's like that. Yeah, those two energies. You know what I mean? So, like, there's probably some people who experience a lot of expansion, and they want to be restricted. Maybe because again, I tell you, it's all about contrast. Like the fact that my cousin longs and loves to see snow because she's never seen it before. She knows what the sun is like. And somebody who lives in that, is there a place, this place that's always cold? No one lives in a place that's always cold. Is that true? No one lives in a place that's always cold. Nah, that's probably not true. Like where it's always cold. Like the only place that's coming to mind is Antarctica. And we already know my niggas can't go there. You already like, but is there anywhere else that's always fucking cold? I don't think so. Yeah. There's only place that's always hot. I'd never live in a place that's always hot. To hell with that shit. I would never live in a place that's always hot. Fuck that. Because to me, it's like, and it's also because of how I grew up. I grew up in a place where the seasons change. You know what I mean? That's what my brain received. That's some of the core memory. That's some of the core information that my brain has received. Being in a place where seasons change, it gets cold and then hot again. It gets cold and it gets hot again. The leaves change, they fall, they grow back. All that shit. Like that's ingrained into like a model of who I am. But I can hop outside that model any time. But I also think about it. I would not want to live in a place that's always hot. Why? Because I value fluidity. I value expansion. If it's always hot, nothing is changing. Like, yeah, it might rain. Maybe it might go from 90 to fucking 75. But what the fuck? I need more change in that. I need more contrast in that. It's not enough contrast for me over there. And that's because of the way I choose to live my life. Some people want me, you know what? Fuck all that changing shit. I don't want to shovel snow. I just want to wear a calm, flowy shirt, a skirt, or shorts. And I want to touch the beach every now and then. Whenever I want. I don't have to worry about all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Live your life. Live your life. Am I going to say those people are wrong? No, that don't make sense. They're winning the game that they choose to play. I just don't choose to play that game. That's why politics is such politics can also be simplified to that, but it can't really because the weather does affect your livelihood as well. But it could, like, I don't have enough words to say this in a way that's not going to sound insensitive, but politics and all that shit could be simplified to just like that. Is that I like living where the seasons change. I like living where it's always hot. But it's just that in politics, I guess one person has to win. You can choose to live wherever you want. In politics, it's like one of these things is going to get written down in stone, and everyone will have to live and abide by it, or else they'll run into trouble with the law or some shit. I don't know. I always stayed out of politics because I think it might be the. I just knew that I have divergent views, and again, I'm not fighting for my life about any of these views. I just want to gain a lot of perspective, and the conversation never seems to go that way because it's so attached. Like people have so much emotion and identity attached to the things that they believe politically and religiously and all these things that the conversation can't be it can't ever be lighthearted. It has to be very serious because the guy, like, I mean, your parent probably got deported or some shit. You think that's crazy that people are getting deported? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is it nice, kind, loving? No. But again, nothing exists without equal opposite. So the evil shit the evil stuff, let me not even air quote that. The stuff, yeah, it's evil. The evil stuff has to exist. Has to. I keep saying, like, people say love wins in the end. No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't, because love implies hate. Love implies hate or fear, whatever. I know, like, niggas start to switch that up and say, oh, the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is fear. Yeah, sure. Call it what you want, like. Call it what you want, like. But, like, the thing that I would say, like, that's the thing about love, like, it has multiple meanings. Because, like, I love my mom, and then if I was to have a wife, I love my wife, but do I love them the same? Kind of differently, right? And then there's also, I say I love this meal. Like, you have my favorite food. Yeah, I love lamb chops. Do I love the lamb chops the same that I love my child or some shit? No, right? So you see how that word is getting used in various different ways. And you're talking about love wins in the end. Like, which context of word are we using at that point? That's why language is just like one of the craziest things ever, because the less saturated a word is, the more impactful it is. My favorite example of this is if I go on a trip, let's say I go to Greece and I come back and you ask me, how was the trip? And I say it was good. I mean, that's kind of flat. You don't think, oh, it wasn't all that. It was chill. It was, you know what I mean? You might even think it was ass. What do you mean it was good? You might even think that shit was ass, but you think it's just okay. Like, that wouldn't inspire you to go check out Greece. But to say, you ask me, oh, came out trip, how was Greece? And I say, it was extravagant. I mean, you, like, something might go off in your brain a little bit. Something might heighten. You might be a little more interested in it. I won't tell me what happened. If I just say it's good, you probably already got a follow-up question. Unless you're good at conversation and shit like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the words we use, the more we use it, they lose meaning. You know what I mean? Like, niggas call a girl bad, and that means she looked good. Like, you said, like, and I don't think that's a problem. I think that's lit. I think that is a testament to how artistic language is. But it's just, you know what I mean? It's just something to be aware of, to know that you need to spend way more energy on the words that you actually use and not just use words that you commonly hear and that is your normal bank of vocabulary. You need to expand that shit. For when you need to get a certain idea across. Like right now, I'm kind of just ranting, but I am hyper aware of the words that I'm using. I mean, I'm not just, because I know when I was talking about the OJ situation, the Pipe with Max or the marriage and things, I know that certain terms will be commonly associated with such and such. So if I'm trying to point to this idea, I have to use other words that are closer and may more accurately point to this idea that I'm using the word to point to. Like, see, even that I just said, I said that in so much words, and if I was to write that down, I'd be able to shorten it and make it an even stronger sentence. But it's like, that's why editing, revising, and you gotta take your time and shit. And that's why a lot of conversations can't go, like, Because to do that in real time is so much work. So if I say a sentence and then I need like 4, 5, 6 sentences to really explain that sentence I just used, the brain power and effort it takes to retain all that information, tie it back to my original point, then form your response. You know what I mean? It will take us 1 hour to talk about two points. That's why a lot of topics it's not gonna go that way. So that's actually the foundation of an argument is that I am saying this, other person is saying this, and we're not trying to do that deep work of unpacking every single word and making sure that we understand where these points are coming from, what is attached to, getting the context of why they used the words and said what they said, and then translating it into the words that I have to respond. Like it's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts on that shit. So I ain't even mad that all these conversations are as simplified as they are because it's efficient. You know what I mean? Sometimes we need my favorite English word. Sometimes we need to look and utilize nuance. Might get that tatted. It's actually my favorite English word. I used to like inevitable just off of how it sounded, but I like nuance because of the meaning. And it also does like kind of roll off the tongue. Nuance. You know what I mean? It's a good word. What's the origin of that shit? Where does that originate from? Nuance etymology. Is that shit nuance? Is it French? Yeah, that shit kind of sounds. Wait. Nuance refers to a subtle, delicate degree of shade. Bro, I said etymology, you dickhead. Origin of the word. What's up? Slight degree. According to Klein, the French secondary sense is a reference to the different colors. Oh, it is French. It is French. Yes, nuance. Yeah, I want to learn French. I like how. That's how the words. What's that called? Enunciation, maybe. I like how the words enunciate. Is that the word? Like enunciation is like that's words used to describe how you say the words or pronunciation. What's the difference between those words? Enunciation. Pronunciation is you pronouncing it the right way, like saying the right vowel or consonant in the way. You know, you can go like C is like C or K. So I guess pronounce is how you like not verbalize, but say the sound, and then enunciate. What the fuck does that mean? Is that how? Because like if you don't enunciate, I guess that's how wide you open your mouth or some shit. To pronounce words clearly. What the fuck? That avoids mumbling or slurring. Okay, yeah. So you say. So what the hell is the difference between pronunciate? Pronunciate? That's not a word. Pronounce and enunciate. While pronounce refers to saying the correct sounds. That's what I said. Or form of words, getting the syllables and accents right. I'm a genius, bro. Enunciate focuses purely on the physical clarity and crispiness of your delivery. I pretty much got that. So, is that at all what I mean about why I like French? The enunciation of it? I like how it sounds. So that's more like, that's a pronunciation of it. Pronunciate. That's not a word, but that should be. Is it? Pronunciate. That should be a word. You probably mean pronounce. Yeah. Pronunciate should have been like enunciate and pronunciate. Yeah. English is funny. It's lit though. I used to try to. I remember the moment I switched from looking at language as this word means this and try to use it very analytically and mathematically. When I switched to looking at it more artistically and abstractly, shit got way more lit. Because another reason why, I'm telling you, like I've done the trench work in building my perspective and building my articulation and communication skills. Because I've been in conversations and I hear somebody say a word and I'm like, you cannot use that word like that. And they be like, yeah, I can. Like I mean it like this. I'm like, nigga, the fucking reason a word has a definition is so that we use the word correctly. If you're just gonna use any word however you mean it, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you're saying? Like, what the fuck? That shit used to piss me off so bad, bro. used to piss me off so bad. I'm like, my nigga, look at the definition of the word you just used. And they be like, yeah, but I mean it like this. Yo, that shit made no fucking sense to me. What do you mean? This is what the word means. And you're saying you're going to use it like this? That doesn't make sense. That didn't make no sense to me. Even like, it still kind of doesn't make no sense. But now that I have an abstract view on language, you know what I mean? Like slang and like context does impact how, because at the end of the day, they're just sounds. So whatever sound you want to use to point to this, have at it. But back then I was like, bro, you cannot use words anyhow you want to use the words. You have to use the words based on the definition so that people can understand what the hell you're saying. And I still low-key believe that, but it doesn't actually matter because even if I use the word correctly, it's just pointing to something. And the more abstract the word, like I said, loyal or trust and all these other things, the more abstract the word, the more like big, I guess because chair, let me get saying that chair, the word chair points to something for sitting. It's a very small dot, like it's hard to miss. If I say chair, you more likely either know what a chair is or you don't. It's just it's 1 to 1. But if I say, let's say, I don't know why I like the word loyal, but yeah, if I say loyal, that points to a way bigger target. And like maybe at the top of this target here, loyal, those behaviors associated with that are you don't fuck with the ops, like you don't talk to people that I don't like. And then I can use that word loyal again into someone else. It points them to this side of the big ass target. And that means, oh, every time I actually do something, you do it. Like you always pick up my call, you're always there for me. Back, you know what I mean? So it's a bigger target. So the bigger target that the word is pointing to, you know what I mean? The less accurate the word is. I guess that's actually the perspective that allowed me to stop being very stern on people using words based on the definition. Because at the end of the day, the definition is also just to get you to understand how the word is being used or what it's pointing to. But nigga, when I used to be back in debates, I'm like, you can't use that word. I'm using it like this. You can't use that word, nigga. That word means this. Find the word that you mean. But I mean it like this. What are you talking about? You can't use words like that. If you're gonna use words like that, I don't want to speak to you. Because how the fuck am I supposed to know what you mean? And like like the grammar police, I used to be one of those niggas. Like, nah, don't send me the wrong there. Do not send me the wrong there. You know what I mean? But now, like, I don't correct people anymore or truly care because that shit's actually egoic. To be the grammar police is just like, yeah, I know how to use the right context, but it doesn't actually, like, you can understand what I'm saying even if I use the wrong there. So it doesn't make sense to invalidate what I just said. Not me, because I actually don't fuck around and use the wrong words, but it doesn't make sense to invalidate what you're saying just because you did something that was grammatically incorrect. You know what I mean? There's actually even an art piece I want to do where I spell every single word wrong in the whole piece, and you'll understand what I'm saying. So the idea I got, I'm gonna write a whole, not a essay, but like one of the excerpts I write about a point in my notes on my phone, like a full notes page, and spell every single word wrong, and still be able to still communicate that way. So it kind of shows you that the word itself doesn't really hold meaning. Like words don't hold meaning. Yeah, words don't hold meaning. Like I remember, hold on, that could get dangerous. Because like casting a spell. But is it really so when you cast a spell, let's say, is it the words that has the power or the energies and sensations in you that the words point to that gives the spell the power? I don't know. I have to think more about that. All right, I have to think deeper on that. But on a very zoomed out scale, words don't actually have meaning. They just are sounds that point to something. Yeah, they're just arrows. Words are just arrows. You know what I mean? They're just sounds that point to some concept that you have in your brain. Like chair, it's a concept. When I say chair, it's very easy for you to think of what a chair is because it's a simple little object. But it's kind of like the same thing of, yeah, it's actually the same thing as like someone speaking to a different language. That shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean nothing. That shit really don't mean nothing because you have no associations with the sounds that they're making. But that shit has meaning, right? Like it means something to them, but it only means something to the people that have the association for the fucking sounds they're making. Alright, I'm ranting too much, you heard. I gotta get this video done. That was just an hour of yap. I hope y'all enjoyed. I don't even know. I guess I just did a YouTube video. What the fuck? It's 1 hour. I don't even know. Just know I'm here. I'm throwing a perspective in niggas' face. Time has come. Glad to be here. As usual, my job is to create. Your job is to consume, critique, challenge, condemn, celebrate, connect, whatever you choose. I'm honored to do my part. Love.